Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zahra. So I've changed my name here, the Zahra Sajwani, Human Welfare, Ex-Shia, Ex-Muslim, meaning Ex-ShiaMuslim is like, okay. So my name is now Zahra Sajwani, Human Welfare, Ex-Shia Muslim, meaning ex-Muslim too. Okay, let me just check the sound. Meaning sound is okay, hopefully. And so this, and I've been watching videos, listening to um, what I found listening. I always say listening. Sorry. The untold story of the most dangerous man. Suno Digital from Suno Digital channel on YouTube. Sorry if I make mistakes, and I will be making mistakes. I apologize. I hope you can bear with me here. And I found a Pakistani origin man who is a FBI, ex-FBI agent. Oh, something. So listening to all this, Dubai dance clubs exposed, Suno Digital, untold truth behind Sareem Bernie case, explained by Naeem Mustafa, and also by this gentleman, what's his name? Kamran Faridi. Untold stories of Kamran Faridi's mission, the reality of Jabir Motiwala case, Suno Digital channel. So all this I've been watching. I still have the internet. I haven't cancelled right now. So let's see. So I wasn't feeling well, and again, it was terrible. Anyhow, thing is that so this human welfare here is very important. Just remembering something, humanity um, is there. There are good people out there, but if those who don't come forward, then I don't know. Then we cannot help people, right? So, so together, not alone. We are not alone. So we need to come together. Sometimes broken, helping each other, supporting each other. You know what I mean? So this particular video, very important for me. The way dance clubs exposed. I had I don't know. It's very intense. Still, like Zamir, लरस की मेरा तो सब कुछ लरस गया. I don't know how to say this. Like everything is shaken up, even my soul, spirit, or what. And I've had enough. Somehow I felt so that I can totally in despair, broken, listening to this. Okay, you know, this. So what a life! Seems like godless. No, so anyways, after God here, I am. Hope this also has digested in you. Shias. So, I was just thinking again, please cooperate. And what does it take for the Muslims to uh, coming here, not uh, tell us that we're lying? And what does it take for you to understand that I have done. What? How can I make you believe or make you see? Forget belief, like, oh, that I have done my research on my religion and I found it fake, right? So, what does it take for you to be civilized here with me and the ex-Muslims, Muslims, those Muslims who are who come here and lie, call us liars, lie against us, falsely accuse us, and misinterpreting, you know very well. So, those Muslims who understand what we're doing and know that when we are in this way, I'm showing you, or an ex Muslim is showing you, why do you have to come in that other way with us? That you would call us liars and accuse us and then want to kill us or take our lives. Still, uh, why would you do something like this? Ask yourself. But, because I thought, as a Shia in my religion, that we're supposed to do our research. And it would be better to do our research. We were allowed to do our research on Islam. And then if we find it, I thought, because if we are allowed to do our research on our religion, this means that we have the freedom also to choose and find out if it's a false religion, if it's a true religion, according to us, our research, then we can leave it, right? We have that freedom. So, this kind of behavior by the Muslims that don't talk, don't say anything, don't please don't no no, even like a kind of, you know, like this way, like, no, I'm sorry, I can't hear this because it's against my religion and it is hurting me. It's wrong. Sorry, right? According to Shia Islam, we were allowed. Okay, Sunni Muslims, I don't know. So, what is it for the Sunni Muslims also? Like, blindly to follow? Then I would go through the Quran ayats, and right now I don't remember, but there is a Quran ayat which says Allah gives you Quran only, for the Quran only. Allah gives you, where is it now? I've forgotten. That reflect. So there should be no hatred or anything for us. Reflect on the Quran ayats. Now, you see, Allah sending ayats ambiguous. I've shown you so many of them. Ex-Muslims have, other ex-Muslims, not only like, but I'm just talking about myself, like, as if I'm the most important. No, no. You know what I mean? You would think, again, this thing against me. No, this is unacceptable from civilized, even religious people coming like this against us. This should be unacceptable. So, because Allah has given you that, Allah has given us that right to reflect on the Quran. So, I'll just search it out like this, much contradiction. So, you are, and after this, you're saying that since they have, oh, okay, you've done this, but you don't come like that asking me when I tell you about this. So this is very shocking for me. Although, for me, it's very shocking. This wasn't my religion that you go and you hate people just because Allah has told you to hate. If I had found out through Quran only ayats that Allah has told us to hate these kind of Christians, Jews, and now hate them, now hate the politics also, that would be like unreasonable. I would think this is not the true Allah. And then I would have watched, as I did, Jesus of Nazareth before getting the Bible. And I would have been like very. So this is another way of another side of life, and a leader, a spiritual leader. If I take Jesus Christ, like what is he saying? A human being is saying, "Bless your enemies," and you know that that part of the gospel. Another there is a contradiction, okay, but I'm just talking about, think about it. Why not bless your enemies? Like I used to think, why didn't Imam Hussein help Yazid and his army, helping them? Believe, believe. Come, let's sit together, and I will show you. We, I was told that they didn't give him a chance to do that, right? So when all avenues of peace and proper research and all they've closed on him, on Imam Hussein, they were not willing to listen to him even. So then fight them if they're giving you a fight. And even when Hazrat Abbas, his step brother, has gone, Imam Hussein has told him, stop sharpening your sword. You're just going there to get water you're going to the side, the enemy side, to just ask for water for the children, thirsty children and women and all, but mostly the children, thirsty children, not to fight. This is what we were told in Majlis as Maharam, Hazrat Abbas's day, mentioning Hazrat Abbas. I can show you, maybe it will be mentioned in Tears of Karbala or Tears of, what is it called? It's online, the Majlis, written. Reflect on the contradiction. So after this, you will say that you reflected. And then to me, you would say that they have misinterpreted it. And do you know that how come you evade the reality that on a daily basis, I was told by a Muslim, that the Muslims also misinterpret Quran ayahs. And then you have Shia Sunni. Why? Maybe seeing the Quran ayats, there are ambiguities in the Quran ayat, and in Sunni school of thought or Sunni Islam, there are dissenting views, meaning different. Some on one ayat, same one and the same ayat, there are dissenting views from the Sunni Muslim religious scholars, Quran experts. So this problem, right, in the Quran, the ambiguity in ayats are there, and you can't deny. Can you deny something like this that I'm showing? And I've shown. And time and again now, I don't remember which ayat, but there are dissenting views, and in Sunni Islam too, amongst religious scholars, of for a Quran ayat or Quran ayats. So denying that also, telling us that we have misinterpreted, don't say anything against Prophet Muhammad or Islam. This is unreasonable, right? And God says, if you don't use your intellect, and how the 12 Shias, I don't know how you take your intellect, what it means. It means to come to a reasonable, to use your reason. Using your intellect is to be reasonable, right? There are unreasonable ways even when using the intellect. There are different patterns of thought. Like that's why we have even, but because we have different patterns of thought between Sunni, Shia, and different schools of Islam, is because of the ambiguity of Allah in the Quran, the way He sent down, right? Bottom line is, we need the different patterns of thinking also in your own Muslims his, uh, because of what? Because the ayats, the ambiguity in them. One book I was thinking of, and so many sects. Who has interpreted? Forget the hadiths. First come to the main book, holy book of the Muslims, main, the Quran. And in that, we have ambiguities. And in that, we can't settle for in unity, uniformity on so many ayats, not only one. What do you say about that? Instead of pointing fingers at us, look at your own faults and mishaps and problems you have. So, what would it take for us to show you that? What more than this? What more? And you come here still if you're going to come here? Like even a Shia, Saqlan Haider, and what's his name? Tamur. And the Shias who don't come here. See, they can't help. They can't. Okay, we're here. Okay, we're listening to you. You have been a Shia. We know this. Or, they won't do such a thing. It's it's so sad, right? Isn't it sad? Quran ayat. After this, just showing you. Yeah, it is there. I'm not lying. How many times shall I show you? And I don't know why you would say to me that I'm lying, that this ayat is not there, that I have to show you again and again. And you have that, I don't trust the Muslims anymore. You have the capability to tell me you are lying. This ayat, the way some Muslims have argued here with me, or even in the discussion, such like where you go, where okay, so you're going somewhere and you're saying, oh, well, this could be that, then why didn't your religious scholars explain it like you have explained it to me? Let's say about that ayat in Surah Tawbah. Do not take your monks and they take their monks and all, meaning don't take the monks and rabbis as lords with Allah. No, the Arabic could be like this, and that's why Allah wrote it like that. So, but Allah did not tell you this, right? That my Arabic is like this. I'm going to send this ayat down, and I've sent it down like this. So understand it like this, no other way. And people might misinterpret it. The Christians are there, a Quran ayat. The Jews are there to um, to misrepresent the ayahs. But I've sent it like this, and you take it like this. And then Allah tells us that the Jews and the Christians, they changed the meanings of even these, I think, not only their books, right? Their main book, scripture, holy scripture, but this, they twist and turn it to put you Muslims in confusion about your religion. If there is one ayat, or there are, how many ayats? I think there is one ayat that says they distort this also, the Quran, from among the Jews and the Christians, or if I'm not mistaken. So Allah should have made sure to bring it in the way He wants you to read it, and give you the style also, that this is the style of the Quran. I will recite it like it says in Surah 75, I think, and then you recite it. He should be there with you right now, reciting it again and again, like whenever you need it, and to understand it properly. So we'll go to Surah 75 ayat. For now, then do they not reflect upon the Quran? Allah is giving this right to us, anyone who wants to reflect upon the Quran ayats to find out the truth. Then do they not ponder upon the Quran ayats, and if it had been of, from. This also wrongly written in Arabic. Min indi. Of, from. What of, from? Double. There should be no, this is coming from Allah. And I was made to believe that this is the word of Allah. And it has been revealed and sent down, guarded by Allah. Now, if I find such Arabic mistake, even in Arabic, this is their grammar mistake. Of, from. It had been of, from, then not one mistake like this should be there in Arabic. Allah should have, uh, and if someone is going to tell me a Shia that, oh, Uthman and Imam Mahdi has the true Quran and all this, I'm sorry. That Quran that Imam Mahdi has should thus, it is most important now that it should be revealed. It should have been, not revealed, sorry, it should have been available for public. I read somewhere in the Shia commentary that it is up to Allah and the Ahlul Bayt to make these things clear and make things available for us, even the disbelievers, to see and find out for themselves through the Quran and through going to Alibet, asking them questions. Imam Ali said, Saluni, Saluni, ask me, ask me. So it should be made available. The original Quran for public. Or from other than, and thanks to Quran.com. How would I have known, not knowing Arabic? My Quran teacher left me, said, you have found one mistake. I found one mistake in the written Allah. He said, if I don't find a reason for it, I won't come back. If I find a reason for this mistake, I will come back, because you're right. There's a mistake in written Allah. It doesn't follow the rule, Arabic rule of written. So when he explained to me the Arabic rule of something, you don't doubly, you don't write it like a vowel or consonant. You don't double it, because something like, there's a symbol here. When there's a symbol here, you don't write it see, you see. So he told me the rule of Arabic is this W here up here also. When this is put, Allah is the lam, the L in Allah is not written, should not be written doubly. So what does this actually? It's not al. It should be al dash la. Your the la then, right? Al, the, meaning the in Arabic, and la. La is your God's name. La, L-A-H. Not Allah. Al is the, T-H-E. La is your God's name. Muslims. Oh, goodness. That's why it didn't come. Abu Lahab. Ooh. oh, Abdullah, or oh my God. Yeah, so then you see, so then al, now where would it be doubled? Where would the L be doubled then? This is not needed even if al, and what L is doubled then? Please tell me. Because writing this on top of a Arabic word, it should double the consonant, right? Means, no, it means that this consonant is doubled. Means the L, or is it the vowel A, al, la, double A, should be doubled, but not written in a, not in written form, but just known when this sign is there up here. On a consonant or a vowel, that it should be doubled. I wonder if he said vowel. Only consonants. Consonants are not vowels, like A, E, U, I, O. Those are vowels. Consonants are like L, J, D, G, H, Y. These are not vowels. So now think about it, right? So this, and so he went away. I didn't study Arabic, Quran Arabic anymore. He didn't come back. So I had to read the Quran in English translation. So thanks to Quran.com now, that I could make out there's a problem here. Actually, even in Arabic, do you write a sentence with in this way? It had been. So let's read it again. Now this problem. Look at the technical grammar problems. Then do not they ponder. Then like they then do they not ponder on the Quran if and on the Quran? Okay, do they not ponder on the Quran? Okay, this is well put in Arabic. It's just a word by word translation. So and if it had been from other than, it should be not of. Why is the min here? Min, right? Shouldn't be here. Min shouldn't be here. Only indi is needed. Indi. Sorry. Indi. Indi, it's ain. I'm saying in. Oops. Maybe it's ain in the way it put that we pronounce it ain. Indi. Like that with the I. Emphasis on the I. Indi. Okay. So only this is needed, not min. And here we have min. Off they have put in brackets, but min is there. Min in the other than, and it had been, and if it had been, wallah. Where's if? Okay, put it like this. Wallow. Wallow. Sorry, law. I'm saying, I'm sorry. Wallow. It had been kana of min from. Oh my goodness. So although they put the off in English in bracket, the min is there, min in Arabic in this off. So I have to do some detective investigation work, like think why of from. Oh my God. So what is this? If it had been from of Allah or from Allah, of Allah, from Allah, what would like taking this min then, and just for a minute thinking, who has changed this? Like, why would this have this double off from? In Arabic, also, it shouldn't be like this. It can min. Min duni, yes, but min from other than duni, other than Allah. You remember that ayat part. But min indi, no, can't be like this. But then I have to think, what could it mean? Of Allah or from Allah? Prepositional phrases. You know, in English, when do you learn these prepositional phrases? If Muslims in English schools, so it's wrong. And even in Arabic, it shouldn't be like this. So then, okay, this also consider, right? So Allah has made a mistake here. And He says He guards this, He's guarded it from mistakes. It doesn't have crookedness. It doesn't have. Here he's saying in it much contradiction. Actually, he should have put, even if in it is one contradiction, then it shouldn't be from Allah. Not much contradiction, right? Accuracy, precision. Now you find perfection, precision, and if that rocket wasn't precisely made, it wouldn't go to the moon. It would fail. I mean, it's made in such a way, outer space. Even science is in some ways very precise, right? But your Allah isn't. My Allah. So I look at this and I no, this is unacceptable for me. I don't know. But is it unacceptable that an Allah, the creator, has made a mistake? Wouldn't it be unacceptable? Reasonable men, reasonable people, and women also. Sorry, don't mean to leave the reasonable women out. Huh? This and then other than Allah, surely they would have in it contradiction much. Kathiran or khatira, khatiran. No, khathira. N is silent. So this, right? So now Shias, you get so many problems. You see, where are we? Where are we lying to you? You should never reach a conclusion so fast. Coming here, you're lying in this. Don't talk against our religion. Allah says Himself, then you to the disbelievers or whoever care to see the Quran, consider the Quran. Whoever wants to consider should consider the Quran. Had it been from other than Allah, they would have surely have found therein much discrepancy. Discrepancy is the same as synonymous to inconsistency, and inconsistency is synonymous to contradiction. Now, Shias, has it sunk into you what I said about the, what you might call it, Surah Anfal ayat, the caravan robber, and then I took you to, you would say, no, he's not a robber. Allah has given him this. They can do this, the Muslims. There's a Quran ayat, right, in Surah Shura 42. Sorry, Surah 42, that I showed you evil for evil. But if you forgive, it's okay. It's better. But Prophet Muhammad didn't forgive. And he was attacking the caravans full of goods, unarmed. Also guarded but unarmed, they say, from the Quran ayat we find out, right? So going back to this multilingual Quran, on has it sunk into you that there is assault, at least see this, in Islam. So assault is allowed. So seeing the tafsir, sorry, yeah, I had to then, I've said whenever it's necessary, then we have to rely on the tafsir. Now what happens? The Quran ayats are ambiguous. So what actually happened here, we have to uh, like infer. When I infer, you can't tell me then that you're wrongly, you have to go to infer about Quran ayahs. How shall I say it? Infer would be speculate, assume. No, from the, so assuming. Let's just say inference, but courts use inference in some cases where there's lack of evidence, substantial, physical, other kinds of evidence. How would you say it? Then courts have to use inference on that. Now you see the way Allah has put it, even as your Lord calls you to go forth from your house with the truth. Now about this, these ayats, Surah Anfal ayats, a few of them, I have to read. They disputed with you about the truth, and when Allah promised you one of the two parties that it shall be yours, and you loved that the one not armed should be yours. Doesn't talk about assault or anything, of caravans. But we see in the Shia tafsir also, not only in the Sunni about this, that Prophet Muhammad, then we have to go to the, now just reading this ayat and then reading the tafsir is like, I wouldn't be able to make out. I would just blame the Muslims then who, when Allah said, Allah promised you that one of the two parties would be yours. What two parties? This also ambiguous. So, how shall I say it? Correct. Okay, I really, it's a kind of vague. It's vague. So here, your Allah is vague, not clear. And then the tafsir goes on to say, even Shia tafsir, which is here under Surah 8, Ayat 5, under Ayat 5 of Surah 8, even as your Lord caused you to go forth from your house with the truth. The party of the believers were surely averse. Party of the believers were averse. You're telling us not to, and they even disputed with Prophet Muhammad. So on that point, another point. But let me not. Should I? So ambiguity. Tafsir says something to explain what these ayats are. Your Allah is ambiguous. So we need to rely on tafsir. I looked at the tafsir. What the tafsir is saying, Shia Sunni, to me, is that Prophet Muhammad learned that a caravan, right? So the Prophet Muhammad could attack the caravan of Abu Sufyan. I got that. Unarmed. So there's assault. According to your tafsir, not according to Quran ayats. In this, but there's assault in Surah 33, ayat 61, and in Surah Tawbah, wherever you find them, the polytheists, right? So, of course, I mean, there would be confusion. Quran ayats are not clear. Ask yourselves, what are the problems? We have to rely now heavily. And I've told this person who came here that no, no, no. In Shia Islam, it's not like Sunni Islam to rely on the Hadith so heavily that the Quran becomes second hand to understand something, right? Huh. Like Dr. David Wood was saying, and then Houston Euler, that you're defending the Shia position, or any other person, Christian or atheist, telling me. As no, I'm giving you the correct position. And now, what would I tell him here since I found this? Heavily relying on the for the interpretation for the understanding of the background this that of this ayat. What is Allah trying to tell you? So a party was averse, but it's very ambiguous. Like, on what point was the believers, party of the believers, averse to Prophet Muhammad? Huh? And even against their Lord, God, Allah. Even as your Lord caused you, yani God, Allah caused you, Rabb, Lord caused Prophet Muhammad, you, to go forth from your house with the truth. So with Prophet Muhammad, okay, in singular form, but all the Muslims, believers, though a party of the believers were surely of us. Now, if we had disagreed like this at this moment, at that moment, who are you believers to say anything against us? What does Allah do against them? What does Prophet Muhammad do? What action does Prophet Muhammad take against these this party of the believers who were averse? Surely, and Allah, I don't know whether an Arabic word surely is put. Surah 8 at 5, I need to check. In Quran.com. So what is it? Tell me. Would you then say, no, 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 you can't do this with our Prophet? Go and tell them. Turn back time in the past. So, first and foremost, you should tell these believers and Allah. And then you're disagreeing with Allah. No, no. Who are, sorry. You're disagreeing with the party of these believers who were unwilling. You should not. So, you're saying they should not have done that, right? The ones who come here, extremists, like, Shia, you are a liar. You are this. You are going against our Prophet, Allah. And it is just when your Lord brought you out and certainly disliked. At that time, there were party with Prophet Muhammad, party of believers who certainly disliked what Allah, when Allah brought the Prophet and the believers out from their homes in truth, bil haqqi. And your own believers have certainly disliked that. Your own believers. Come and tell us against us. Allah is not calling them hypocrites. Allah is calling them mu'min, believers. Mu'min and here, believers in plural. Mu'minina, mu'minin, mu'minina, mu'minina. Okay? I'm not, I'm just laughing at myself. Trying to get the Arabic accent. I'm stuck too really in this mess life. No, 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 no. Like now you say things to us, and those who question, you can't even question, doubt this religion, but the party of the believers were, and Allah's calling them believers, not hypocrites, not disbelievers. Why? Here. Oh, so now you have turned true. Okay. So Allah says true believers. Oh, yeah. In the beginning, he starts like this, right? They ask you concerning the spoils of war. Is it here? The believers are only those who, when Allah is mentioned, their hearts become fearful and or mindful. What is it? Fearful. Uh, that it's not even mindful. It's like you become awestruck. You are so awestruck. Yeah, the believers become awestruck, and when his and when his verses are recited to them, it increases them in faith, and upon the Lord they rely. Right. So these are the true believers. I got it. Okay. These are the, Allah says true believers. The true. Let me see. No, only the believers, those are, Allah has not put true or anything. Allah has said the believers are only those who this, and I guess they never question, ask the concerning things. Okay, suppose, suppose are so fear Allah and keep straight relations between yourselves. Obey Allah and His Messenger if you do believe. Then Allah tells you here that this party of the believers were averse. Okay, okay. Now a little bit Shias, I'm out to help the Sunnis also in this, arguing with you concerning the truth after it had become clear. And then Allah says, remember, believers, when Allah promised you, but you even didn't want some of the group of you, so He's still calling you believers. But Allah intended to establish the truth by His words and to eliminate the disbelievers, eliminate them, to finish the disbelievers for being disbelievers. We see this also, that He should establish the truth for this reason, to eliminate the disbelievers. Not because they took you out, expelled you and your prophet from Makkah and your belongings. No, no. It's just to eliminate, finish the disbelievers, right? Shias, you also see, because I'll be going to Surah Muhammad ayat when you meet the disbelievers. And if you're going to tell me now, understand this ayat properly. Understand it, reflect, don't go fast. What will, after this, when I explain the step by step I'm taking you, we'll again go to Surah Muhammad ayat 4. To eliminate, finish the disbelievers. This is what Maududi, no, annihilate the unbelievers. Yeah, yeah, same. Eliminate again sin. I keep forgetting how to pronounce it properly. Synonymous, synonymous, right? Among, okay. Then Surah 8 at 6 says, while they looking death. Oh, this for the party of the believers who didn't agree, and to cut off the roots of the disbelievers. Sorry. To cut off the roots of the disbelievers. What does that mean? Oh, just to cut off the roots of the disbelievers. Where are the roots of the disbelievers? Meaning? So, I was told the hypocrites, no, no, you are not a hypocrite. Just because maybe you haven't, you've missed some, you're not, your behavior, manners are not like, and you're giving Islam a bad name, being in hijab now. And maybe you miss some, you're moderate, you miss some things in Islam. You're not following Islam properly. That's not hypocrisy. But hypocrisy is that when like these disbelievers wanting to cut off the roots of Islam and join Islam as Muslims. And the intention counts in this. Or maybe some Muslims would say, yes, you are a hypocrite. You are not sincere in your religion because there is some hidden hypocrisy in you. That's why you miss, you don't do the job, you don't do this. That's another hidden hypocrisy. Okay, I understand that. But okay, so now Allah wants you to cut off the roots of the Allah wants to cut off the roots of the disbelievers by yeah, by bringing him out with the believers and apart while the party of the believers were averse to it, taking them out for what? So I had to read the tafsir. But now again, we have a problem here. Cut off the roots of the disbelievers. Yani, okay, not, and to eliminate the disbelievers, annihilate the unbelievers to the last remnant. Quran.com, what do you say? Word by word translation. Is this true? To eliminate the roots, I'll have to check every word here of this ayat. Seventh ayat of Surah Anfal. So, what does this really mean? Think about it. Every disbeliever has to now become a believer, right? Can't remain a disbeliever. At least this. See? Think. Consider. What does this imply, or what are the implications? What does Allah want here? Only to so if he's going to eliminate no, if he's going to cut off the roots of the disbelievers, meaning no, nothing of the disbeliever should remain. Disbelief, nothing, to cut off the roots of the disbelievers, meaning even the disbelievers should not remain now, not only disbelief. If Allah said to cut off the roots of disbelief, it's funny, really. This meaning kill, finish them. No, this, oh my God, this, help, help. What this mean? What are the implications of this? What Allah has put here. Not to cut off the roots of disbelief, but to cut off the roots of the disbelievers. Kafirina. Or is it? Yeah, because there's a tashki. What do you call that up here? So you don't pronounce Zahra. A here. You don't say kafirina. I'm learning Arabic. Oh my God. You know, did I get this? I'm now, could I be having cognitive? Wait a minute, wait a minute. What did you think it meant, Shias? If we take this word by word Quran.com translation of this part of the ayat, oh my God, think about it, right? So when we reach Surah Muhammad ayat, who has started the war? Who is the aggressor? Who is the aggressor? When you meet the disbelievers, strike at their necks. See this. So your Imam Mahdi should have made that Quran, which is originally revealed to Prophet Muhammad, available. This is extremely most important because even our religious scholars, Shia, your religious scholars, have been working on these ayats, this Quran, Hafs Quran, Lai Quran, that Quran. Who is Hafs? Rob Christian will tell you the history. And that Quran, what does this mean, Shias? And so they had to put saying even Yusuf Ali that you have chosen to cut off the root. No, he's put it, oh yes. So it means to cut off word by word, like Quran.com has put it. Okay, in transliteration, how shall I put it? So to cut off, even disliked it. We're looking on. Allah, Allah, Allah. Let This is to cut off the roots of the unbelievers. Jang-e Badr is going to start, Shias. And you're going to tell me that these poor Muslims are doing nothing. Prophet Muhammad is sitting nicely, peacefully, teaching the Quran. Nothing, nothing. And he wasn't brought out of his house because Allah wanted to cut off the roots of the unbelievers. No. He was brought out because the Quraysh had come with the army. They wouldn't let him live in Medina also peacefully. They want a war with him still after expelling him and his believers. Huh? This is what you would tell me. But it is not like that at all. Please look at the Quran ayats. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Did they do anything wrong? Behold, Allah promised you of the two parties. Okay, the two parties have come. What are the two parties? They've come. Okay, they're there. That it should be yours. Okay. So you would say the army is there of the disbelievers. Okay. There are two parties. You wish that the one unarmed, so the one unarmed of the disbelievers should be yours, whatever that means. But Allah will to justify the truth according to His words. Okay, His words. Don't use. We're not using any sword or anything. No, no. Allah wanted to justify the truth according to His words and to cut off the roots of the unbelievers, disbelievers. What? And your tafsir. Anyway, but your even Shia tafsir shows that there was assault on the unarmed caravans of the Quraysh, and it was with the knowledge and permission of Prophet Muhammad until this verse came, and that verse meaning now you fight, now you go for the what the army that Abu Jahal has sent. Abu Jahal, no, Abu Jahal has sent, right? For Abu Sufyan, for the caravans that have goods to protect that. And you're saying they wanted to destroy the Muslims? Allah wanted here. Oh, let's go there. Allah is not saying here they wanted to destroy the Muslims. The party which was armed, Allah wanted you with His words then to establish justice and truth with truth with justice. And who are the true? Oh, sorry, it's jumped. Oh, where is it jumped? Okay, it's jumped quite. So we're going opening the Surah and the. We're opening Surah Anfal again on ayat 8. Is it 7? Open it. 7. Mubin. Open. Kulja Sim Sim. That's my Urdu. Ali Baba Chalis Chor story. Open Sim Sim or Sin Sin is such a word. My friend taught me in St. Vianney's school in Karachi, Kulja Simsim. Okay, so, but Allah intended to, what it means, like Simsim. But Allah intended to establish the truth by His words and to eliminate the disbelievers, annihilate. These disbelievers, or just generally all disbelievers? The roots of the disbelievers, general. Oh my God. You see, now if the non believers are after you, this Quran reading, how they, of- see, the way I'm showing you, of course, they're going to take it like this, right? Yes. And then they have to finish you Muslims before you finish, or they have to defend themselves in a way. They can't the fear that fear can do this, right? I agree. And then you are told to fear Allah and not shaitan. But Allah wants you to eliminate, and you say you are doing this on justice and truth, but at least accept it that your Allah wants you to eliminate the disbelievers, cut off their roots. Then think about it. If you're going to say negative things about disbelievers, they're going to, the ones in Europe and America, they have to defend themselves, and Israel and Jews and Christians. And I mean, how can they even have friendship with you? Surah 3 at 29, 28. So, taking all those verses into consideration, I don't blame the disbelievers for being fearful about you and yeah, Muslims, right? They have to take some action because you keep on hating them. You can't make friends with them just when it's convenient for you, your self interest, selfishness. Pretend like you are their friends in business and all this. Oh my God, that's hypocrisy. So I looked at it like this and sharing it with you, not opening. And then you blame. Now I can't blame the Americans or some army. Or I can blame them. Where's your humanity? Like that, maybe. Or blame the Christians saying, but Jesus Christ said, give the other cheek. But it doesn't mean that we go taking their lives and eliminating them, like annihilating them. That they should keep giving their cheek, their lives to you. Some Christian saints have, the past Christians have, they become saints, martyred, Catholic. And okay, and you're going to tell me, you're going to give me the when the Christians were persecuting and taking lives of the Jews. First you see here, right? I understand that. Leave that alone for now. Now, when will you get this? When the Muslims will get this properly? All of you together, all schools of thought come here. Ismaili, Bori, who else is there? Baha'is. No, no, but they're out of Ahmadis. Please come here, see this. Then we can talk about but now the Christians have stopped. Although there are some Christians who have been persecuting the Jews until recently, up to date. So that's wrong. I condemn it. But first, shouldn't also along with that, since I've now come to know from a channel and live stream, come here, see this, Shias, Sunnis, all of you, see this. Can we come to a proper, like, what does this mean? Correct interpretation of this ayat. Huh? According to his words, and to cut off the roots of the unbelievers. So your own translators are saying, Yusuf Ali Singh cut off the roots of the unbelievers. What is, and the Maududi is saying annihilate, or, and Sahih International, the Sunni, is saying, what? Like eliminate. And we don't have Maududi or Sahih, but we have Abdullah Samir, we have Pictil here, Shia website, yeah, and display, seventh ayat. Let's read Pictil. And Shakir says, oh, sorry, seven. All the translations on Shia website. And when Allah promised you, when Allah desired to manifest the truth and what was true by His words, and to cut off the root of the unbelievers. Shakir also, like Yusuf Ali, to cut off the roots of the unbelievers. Pictil, cut the root of the disbelievers. Okay, Shias, what does it mean to cut off the roots of the disbelievers? Hmm? If someone were to cut off the roots of the believers, what would you do if it was in their religion? Cut off the, said, cut off the roots of the Muslims. Like, let's say some European city, cut off the roots, you would, what would you do? What would you think? What is the implication for you? You say, this is totally against human rights. This means they could kill us, right? They could take our life. Sorry, I have to. I was told I'm not supposed to use that KILL word. I'm sorry, I just get carried away. I forget also, and it's just so spontaneous. I apologize. Now, huh? Okay, commentary also cut off the roots of the infidels. Hmm? Infidels? Where does Allah say infidels? Kafir, disbelievers, please. She has really confused me about it. What is the Arabic word for it again? Let me just. Al Kafirin, the disbelievers. Think about it. What would you do if in India there was a sloka in there, or a verse in the scripture? Cut off the roots of the Muslim believers. Cut off the root. Not only Islam. No, not disbelief, but cut off the roots. Implications are that they can take your lives, persecute you, do whatever they can to cut your roots off. Them you call hypocrites. Oh, these hypocrites are coming to cut off our roots. But for you, this is the true religion. For them, this is not the true religion. For them, genuinely, what do you call it? Honestly, they believe, some of them, that their religion is the true. Their gods and this meditation, yoga, and like you believe. They also believe sincerely. So if their sloka, or if the verse is going to say, go cut off the roots of the disbelief. Allah wanted to do this with His words. And with His words, Kalimati. Shias. Wow, amazing. No, no. Okay, so without reading your commentary now, Shias also, I would think, oh, Allah wants to cut off the roots of the disbelievers only with His words, like read the Quran to them, right? Or, yeah, and tell them, do you understand? Do you get it? Faith, increasing faith. Believers are those whose faiths increase. Ah, with the Quran. Ah, come, come. Shias, come. Right interpretation of this Quran ayat. I know what now. It's come to my mind. It was out of my mind. So, what Allah has said, read in context, right? So we go back to the ayah saying, the true believers are only those who hear the words of Allah, right? And there's no war or anything. They just want to tell the disbelievers, come to this. Such people are indeed true believers. They have high ranks with the Lord, forgiveness for their sins, and an honorable sustenance. Who establish regular prayers, spend and are given for them sustenance. Believers are those when Allah is mentioned, feel a tremor in their hearts. And they're not feeling, the disbelievers are not feeling tremor in their hearts when they hear His signs rehearsed. Yes. So, yes, Shias, you would say Allah means here that with His words, like with this ayat recited to the disbelievers, you should, Allah means to cut off their roots, recite to them with His words, establish that He should establish the truth and abolish falsehood, even if the criminals, now Allah calls them mujrim, he disliked it. Hooray. Now, who are the so now the believers, the party of the believers who were averse to it, disliked it. Now they dislike it. Yeah. Now Shias, you're very good. I tell you now, the Sahabas, what Allah is saying indirectly, Sunni, see. Very good, very good. Now this word, Shias will be happy. I interpret the Quran ayats according, I get you better. I got Shias. This, I mean, in the way that they have correctly interpreted these Quran ayats, there's no fight or anything. Allah just wants to cut off the roots of the disbelievers by rehearsing these ayats to them. There should be no fighting. Okay, yes. Right? Allah just wanted to bring him out from to recite these Quran ayats and to the disbelievers and cut off their roots. And Allah made it not but good tidings, and so that your hearts would be assured thereby. But wait. Here there is something. Why would Allah want you to go for the unarmed? This is the way Allah wanted you. No, Allah wanted you to go for the armed, sorry. And the party of the believers wanted to go for the unarmed. What is happening? Now you have to take recourse to the tafsir, history, Islamic history. Although Allah says with the Quran ayats, now it's not with the Quran ayats, but it's with yes, it's with the Quran ayats. Allah is, what is Allah telling them in the background? Huh? That you are to fight, right? According to your tafsir, now I understand. Get the full picture, get the deep picture. Such in truth are the believers that created. Which ayat shall I go to? 5. Disputing with thee concerning the truth after it was made manifest, that's if they were being driven to death. This seems to be that they're supposed to fight. Oh, so they're being driven to death and they saw it. They saw the death. No. They're just going there reciting the Quran ayats, trying to, Allah wants to cut off the roots of the disbelievers. Let me just work this out in my, and they're going there. Okay, so with his words, okay, rehearsing to them what is in the Quran, huh? And the disbelievers they are armed, fully armed. Remember, O believers, when Allah promised you one of the two groups that it would be yours, and you wish that the unarmed one would be yours. Yeah. So these believers were thinking that Allah is going to take them with the Quran ayats, and they will just, not fight with swords. They don't. With the words of Allah, with the recitation of the Quran ayats, and get this unarmed one. But Allah intended to establish the truth with His words. Hmm? Now I'm a bit confused. Tell me, explain to me what this is. Shias. Huh? Now I have to go to the tafsir. I go to the tafsir and it's round, round, round. Do you get this ayat properly? Two groups. That it would be yours. What would be yours? Allah's ambiguous. And you wish that the unarmed one would be. But Allah intended to establish the truth by His words, not by His sword. And they were driven to their death. This only reading the Quran ayats means that the disbelievers had this were armed swords and all, but they were told just go for the armed ones and recite the Quran, recite the words of Allah. Through the words of Allah, fight. No other way but through the words of Allah. But that's not even the word the Shia tafsir. How how Imam Ali went, Hamza, Ubaidullah with the sword also against the polytheists here, disbelievers. So it doesn't add up, does it? With the ayat, even your tafsir. Allah saying, even against the armed one, meaning, but Allah intended to establish the truth by His words only. Remember, so those believers who are in awe, are awestruck by the just reciting the ayats of Allah and to eliminate the disbelievers. So those in the army, disbelievers, they won't be awestruck. They won't be awestruck. I don't know how Allah would establish the truth by His words only, meaning, and to eliminate the disbelievers with His words only, without sword fighting. How is it? I don't understand. It's quite ambiguous, the ayat. And then the tafsir with His words. First like this. Okay, let's say first like this, right? But Shia tafsir and all this, they were now Jange Badr, Battle of Badr has started. Now I understand. Ali is going with the sword on a horse. Hamza is going. See the message movie. And also the history, Shia history. That's Allah saying fight. Then let's see that He should establish the truth, abolish falsehood. Even if now Allah is called even the believers party who are averse to it, disliked it. So now He is called the believers criminals who are with Prophet Muhammad, right? We have to work it like this. How I worked it out. So I'm telling you, I'm not misinterpreting intentionally my motive. uh, Men's real, to it's not like that in men's ria, Murder case, my motive, my intention is not like that to deceive you. Remember when you were asking help of your Lord? And he answered you, indeed, I will reinforce you with 1,000 from the angels following one another. So now the angels, they're being reinforced by the angels. I don't see any, and Allah made it not but good tidings, and so that your hearts would be assured thereby. And victory is not but from Allah. Indeed, Allah is exalted in might and ways. No swords coming, nothing. This is what I understand. Only recitation of the Quran is to cut off the disbelievers, roots of the disbelievers. And remember when he overwhelmed you with drowsiness, now he sent rain from the sky, for which purify and remove from you the evil of Satan, what he's suggesting, and to make steadfast your hearts and plant firmly thereby your feet. What I get from these ayats only is that believers are not supposed to take swords just with recitation of the Quran. Go to the disbelievers who are armed. Remember when your Lord inspired to the angels, I'm with you, so strengthen those who have believed. I will cast terror into the hearts of those who disbelieve. So strike upon the necks and strike from them every fingertip. Now, now it comes. Now I understand. So I had to read all these ayats together to understand now that it's not only through the Quran ayats of Allah, the words of Allah, that He wants to establish. Now Allah is contradict. Look what Allah said. And so, what are you going to strike the necks and strike the very fingertips with? We don't know. I'm not reading the footnote. I thought Quran is enough to understand. If you go like in context, other ayats taking, and that's because they opposed Allah and His Messenger, and whoever opposes Allah and His Messenger. Indeed, Allah is severe. They are not having war with Allah and the Messenger. They have just opposed Allah and the Messenger. War, when you have war, it's harb. Remember those who war against Allah and the Messenger and do mischief on earth that or land. That's another ayat. There, Allah has mentioned war. So I'm looking at this saddu or whatever it is. Now it is shaku. Oh yeah, it's shaku. It's Surah Hashar ayats and which other ayat? Shaku. Opposed Allah and the Messenger and His Messenger, right? And maybe even Surah Muhammad ayats. Wait a minute. No, no. Oh, saddu. That was turning away from Allah. No. Now I'm looking at Surah Hashar ayats also. Because of this word, same word used, Shaku opposed Allah and His Messenger. I'm not taking any tafsir right now, just to understand if the Quran ayats are enough for me to understand what's going on here. But I see a contradiction in your Allah, right? First, He says with His words to establish and cut off the establish justice, establish truth on justice, and cut off the roots of the disbelievers with His words. Now He's saying so that you strike. Okay, back here. And opposing Allah and the Messenger. They were opposing. So opposition could be in word, in action. Just turn around and say, we don't want to listen to you. We don't want to listen to you. Smite you above their necks. Oh my goodness. Who is he telling? Believers or the angels? Okay, unbelievers smite you. I will instill terror into the hearts of the unbelievers. As angels, he's telling the angels to inspire the angels. I'm with you. Give firmness to the believers. Oh, yes. Here now the believer. He's telling the believers that smite above their necks and smite all their fingertips off them. This is how he established his words. There he's saying his words. So, with recite, believers are those who recite. Goodness, do you get it? What I'm trying to I'm not able to properly explain, and I need to take a break, I think. So, before that, before I go, look at these ayats. Try to see that your Allah, how ambiguous Allah is. Whoever opposes Allah and His messengers. That is yours, so tasted, and indeed for the disbelievers is the punishment of the fire also. Like, you know, in the hereafter, fire is for the hereafter. And that's Allah's punishment on them. Oh, you have believed, when you meet those who disbelieve, advancing, do not turn to them your backs. Okay. Here, Allah is saying that if the disbelievers are advancing towards you, do not turn to them your backs. In battle, it's Allah still ambiguous, hasn't put battle. But advancing means battle, and whoever turns his back to them on such a day, unless swerving for war or joining company. Okay, now a strategy for war. Maybe they're coming in war against you. Okay, has certainly returned with anger from Allah, and his refuge is hell. Okay, okay. I need to really look at this. And you did not kill them, but it was Allah who killed them. Shirk, and you through not association with Allah, or that now it is not even you. Forget it. It is Allah. But you killed them, but it wasn't even you who killed them, but it was Allah. So associating the believers with Allah, right? Or what? And you threw not, O Muhammad. There was Muhammad threw the dust. But it's not whatever you threw at them. Allah is not being clear, but it was Allah who threw. Whatever, and who threw, you. He doesn't put Muhammad, and the believers have to put Muhammad here because they have to look at the Islamic history. So Quran on its own is ambiguous, very ambiguous, without the history and hadiths. So again, oh, I think Houston, whoever blamed me for being, and I was like, no, 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 Dr. David Wood, not only the Sunnis, I was thinking of the Sunnis. No, no, even the Muslims altogether, without your Islamic hadiths and your Imams' explanations, and yes, yes, even Shias included, Quran would be very ambiguous, not standard time, test of time. Quran would not stand a test of time. So this also point. So I take my thing back that I'm giving. No, no, the Shias have said, and it's in the Hadith of Prophet Muhammad that if no, 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 if my sayings are against Quran, reject them. But you see again, yeah, Quran without your explanations, history, sources would be very ambiguous, confusing, crooked, and you see contradictions. Even Shias. So whoever told me this, whether used that you're defending, I thought, oh God, how to put it. So I correct myself now. That is so, and also that Allah will weaken the plot of the disbelievers. If you disbelievers seek the decision has come to you. And if you desist, it is best for you. But if you return to what? Disbelief or to war? We will return, and never will you be availed by your company at all. See, ambiguous. If you return to disbelief, right? Because Allah said, cut off, I want to, with my words, cut off the roots of the disbelievers, not your only disbelief. So you see here also Allah is ambiguous about what would they return to? You may have assumed yourself and blaming us for assuming, making assumptions and wrongly interpreting the Quran ayats and meanings. But it's your Allah's fault here. He's ambiguous. So Dr. David Wood was right. I mean, I thought he was, oh God, I got it wrong. My mistake, my fault. Even Shia's Imam, without Imam's narrations, explanations to deceive you, Shias, further, you know, where would the Quran be? So without Imam Hussein's deception, no, no, my Nana's religion against Yazid and his army, against Muawiyah and all, I am giving you, here, come, well, my true religion. This I have. I'm the upholder of my grandfather's true religion, maternal grandfather. How they've deceived you. That's why you have to rely more on Imam Hussein than on the Quran. That's what you have done. And blaming us for misinterpreting these Quran ayats and saying Allah is ambiguous, even if we say that. You've been so deceived, Shias. Okay, so now see, now step by step, I've shown you loosely, not professionally. Okay, then we go to Surah Muhammad ayat. And since your Allah has been so ambiguous time and again, cutting the roots of by his words, and then he's saying, strike at their, and then we don't even know which one is warring or what. And then we take in context every ayat here. And then when I came here, not we, I came here and said, oh, Shias, how can you tell me that the disbelievers have started a battle here? So when you meet those who disbelieve, strike next until when you have inflicted slaughter upon them. Fa. And fa could mean, I know what fa in Arabic, my cousin used to say fa. I've met him. He's Arab, right? I mean, from his father. So, fa. So, meaning so, thus. Now, so here, fa here means thus, the conclusion. In conclusion, when you meet the disbelievers, strike at their necks. Get it? Your Allah seems he can afford to be ambiguous in these ayats and all that. He can't. Not in these cases where you have to meet the and then you've turned it around and Imam Hussein has said, no, no, never aggression when all avenues of peace are closed on you and they've snatched away the haqq, the truth of Allah from you, and they haven't given you, and they even then, okay, they snatch away the truth. They are practicing false Islam. They're trying to give a bad name. They're hypocrites to Islam. They're trying to give a bad name to Islam. Even then, don't go for war against them. But when they come to kill you, take your life, then, or defend yourselves, to defend yourselves. Where Allah said that cut to the roof, roots. Now I'm not stammering, but tired. I haven't eaten properly. So please understand. Roots, cut the roots of the disbelievers, not of disbelief. Meaning they have to become Muslims also. Or else this will happen to them. You are the one starting the war. Read the Quran ayats properly then. And you're telling, no, no, our Imam has explained to us our Quran ayats, Imam Hussein giving his life, his pieces, and we are from his pieces. And he has explained the Quran, he's shown the Quran and how he gave his life. Who are you to tell? Give me a chance. Look, please. You also, even then, your religious scholar started from zero, scratch. Not jump to Imam Hussein. Start with the Quran. And if it go with Imam Hussein, I'll go with you. But it's not going. Okay? Not even going, only going in with the Ismailis. when the righteous Allah, what Allah has promised them. That going with the Ismailis, new religion, their religion, but no shirk even there. Surah 24, ayat 55. There, I say, okay, going there. And if I make a mistake, I'll say, no, okay, even that the Ismailis have misinterpreted or what, like that. But if it had gone, the Quran ayats had gone with Imam Hussein, I would not have left Shia Islam, please, or Islam, right? It's not going with the. So please consider all these points that I've shown you right now in a disorderly, unprofessional manner. And please don't come here. It's unacceptable that you come here telling us that this the way you are a liar and all this. This shows that how deceptive, dishonest you can be. Even Shias can be criminals. And you know what is at stake against the apostates in Islam? This also. Okay? Not only now you know the disbelievers' roots meaning finish. Take their lives, finish them. If they not, you know. So this going on, and I will continue later. Thank you for your time and attention. I have to go now. Really tired. And remember humanity. Remember to reach out to people and save people's lives. I've heard a lot. I cannot speak. I don't have the heart right now. So thank you Pakistanis who have helped, Arabs who have helped. Thank you so much. Indians who have helped. Thank you. We need to come together as human beings in humanity and make this world, our cities, our places, a better place for ourselves and others, right? For humanity's sake, first and foremost. Imam Ali told Malik Ashtar, right? First, they are your brothers in humanity. First and foremost, we see that no woman here, no girl is misused. Also, yeah, like that, like put Islam aside, first bring humanity, okay? And no violation of what is universally accepted, what is for human rights. Please see that no one hurting like that, and um, whether a Christian, whether a Hindu, whether a Jew, we not take the rights of this, snatching rights away, snatching hak, their what belongs to them, and hurting them in any way. So first, humanity. Also, remember, if you are able to, I would really appreciate it. And these videos really help me to know where we stand, like India, America, but where does humanity stand? Has humanity gone? And please don't put your lives at stake when you have your children. Don't be a hero, like right? Don't be a hero. I not have children, little kids. Don't be a hero. No way would I allow that. I wouldn't. I hope you don't do it. Don't be a hero. We don't need heroes. You have children. Let it be. Uh, don't get inspired by me because uh, I have brothers and terrible the fear I live in. I don't want to lose my brothers. Why you want to put your little kids in trouble? Huh? I mean in that risky business, very very risky. Don't do it, please. Thank you. Take care of yourselves, and I wish you the best. And let's take care, get together, and take care of others, each other also. Thank you so much for